Hello students, how are you? Hope that you all are fine as well as healthy. We are learning biology, chapter number 1, and the title of chapter number 1 is the living world. Okay, so in last video lectures we have talked about some information and some history of the modern classification. Okay, so before starting today's video lecture, we are going to talk about the last video lecture. Okay, so in last video lecture we said that yes, there is a need of the scientific name. Scientific name is 100% required. Okay, for the purpose of the conservation of the same organism or the same animal or plant. Okay, according to the universal level. So scientific name is 100% required. And for giving scientific name, you know that the binomial nomenclature system was given by the scientist, which is known as Carolus Linnaeus. So first of all, we are going to do the revision. So we can say that yes, for each and every living organism, yes, for each and every living organism, scientific name is required. Okay, for each and every living organism, scientific name is required. Scientific name is must. Scientific name is must. Okay, and you know that the scientific name must be universal. It must be unique. Okay, scientific name must be universal. It must be unique. And for giving scientific name to the living organism, binomial. Okay, binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature system. Binomial nomenclature system was accepted. Okay, what is the meaning of binomial nomenclature system? In this word, bi means two. Okay, nomial means what? Nomial means name. You know that the bi means two, nomial means what? Nomial means name, and nomenclature means it is one type of process in which the name will be given to the particular living organism. Okay, so binomial nomenclature system. Okay, according to this system, we can say that according to this system, the scientific name of living organisms is made up of two different type of names. Okay, the first name is of the genus. The first name is of the genus and second name is of the species. Okay, so first name is of genus and second name is of species. And you know there are so many rules for the writing of or typing of scientific name. Scientific name is made up of two names. First name is of genera or genus and second name is of species. If you are writing, okay, if you are writing scientific name, then underline is required. If you are typing scientific name, then italic formation, okay, italic, you can say the italic style is required, which will indicate the origin of the scientific name from the Latin language. The first letter of the name of genus is capital and remaining all of genus as well as species will be in smaller letters. Okay, so sometimes we can say that after the name of species, the name of subspecies will be added, and after finishing the scientific name, the name of scientist will be written very shortly. Okay, so you will remember this thing. Scientific name is made up of two names, genus and species, and this binomial nomenclature system was given by a scientist which is known as Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, Carolus Linnaeus, or sometimes it is known as Carl Linnaeus. Okay, both names are right, Carolus Linnaeus and Carl Linnaeus. So you will remember this, Carolus Linnaeus, or we can say that the Carl Linnaeus. So the binomial nomenclature system was given by Carl Linnaeus. And what about the word taxonomy? Okay, if we talk about the taxonomy, first of all, what is the meaning of taxonomy? It is one type of what? It is one type of science in which study of classification is there. So study of classification, okay, study of classification is known as the taxonomy. It is the one-liner question. Okay, MCQ of 1 mark. What about the taxonomy? The study of classification is known as taxonomy, and we can say that the father of taxonomy will be saying to Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, so Carolus Linnaeus is known as father of taxonomy. What about the systematics? Okay, what about the systematics? We can say that what about the systematics? Okay, it is one type of science in which proper arrangement will be there. Okay, if we have proper arrangement, proper system, then it is known as systematic. You know that the word systematics was derived from the Latin word systema. Okay, so you will remember this word systema. Systema is one type of Latin word. Okay, systema is one type of Latin word, and you know the name of one book which is known as Systema Nature. Systema Nature. Okay, this book or one type of publication. This book or publication was published by the same scientist Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, so it is all about the history of modern classification. Okay, and you know that from initial time humans were doing the classification, but not for the living organism, but according to their basic need. Okay, you know that the three basic needs are there: roti, kapda or makan, means food, clothes as well as shelter. So it is all about the last question. See, these points are very much important and all are the one-liner question. Today we are going to learn about a very simple and short question, and the title of today's question is taxonomical categories. Okay, see here, the title of today's question is taxonomical categories. The title of today's question is taxonomical categories. Okay, see, it is a very simple question. So first thing we can say that what is classification? What is the meaning or the definition of classification? You know it very well. Classification is what? Classification is one type of scientific method. Okay, it is one type of scientific method in which living organisms are arranged or placed into same or different taxa according to similarities or dissimilarities of their particular character. Okay, so we can say that what is the classification? Classification is one type of science in which living organisms are arranged or placed into same or different taxa, okay, according to what? According to their characters. So you will remember the definition. According to what? According to similarities and dissimilarities found in their particular characters. So it is all about the classification. Now point number 2, we can say that classification means it is not a simple process. It is not a simple process. Classification is not a simple process. It is not a single stepped process. Okay, it is not a single stepped process. So you will remember what about the single stepped process? Single step process means simple process. Okay, if you are doing switching on for a fan, okay, then fan will be on. It is one type of simple process. In simple process, from producers, you can say that the product, okay, from producers product will be directly formed. It is known as, or it is not a simple process, means single stepped process. So classification is not simple process. Okay, so the concept or the basic is what? Concept is the classification is not a simple process. It is not a single stepped process. Okay, we accept that yes, classification is not simple process. So we can say that classification is one type of complex process. Okay, so point number 3, we can say that yes, classification is not simple process, but we can say that yes, it is one type of complex process. It is one type of complex process in which multiple means so many steps are included. Means we can say that classification is not a single stepped process. It is multi-step process. Okay, and remember each steps represent different type of rank or different type of categories. Okay, different types of ranks or different types of categories. So first 3 points are 100% completed. Okay, what about first 3 points? We can say that in first point, classification is one type of science in which living organisms are arranged or placed into same or different taxa. See, this taxa word is important. Okay, we'll talk about it in this lecture of what is the meaning of taxa. But you can say that classification is not a simple process. It is not a single step process. Okay, it is made up of so many processes. Means it is one type of complex and giant process. So we can say that each steps involved in the process of classification is one type of rank or one type of what is one type of category. Okay, so category what is important. Now point number 4, we can say that what about the taxonomical categories? In point number 4, we are writing the definition of what? Definition of the taxonomical categories. What is the definition or meaning of taxonomical categories? Okay, we can say that. See, this definition is important. If all the categories involved in the process of classification, then these all are known as taxonomical categories. Then these all are known as what? Taxonomical categories. Okay, what is the meaning of taxonomical categories? You know that the different type of categories are included, different type of categories are involved. Okay, so if these all categories are part of classification, okay, these all categories are involved in the process of classification, then these all categories are known as taxonomical categories. It is a one-liner question definition. Okay, you will write this definition for 5 times. Okay, in your homework book, and you will make a separate book for definition. In this separate book, you will only write the definition. Okay, you know that the chapter number 1 having so many definitions. So chapter number 2 and remaining all chapters having different type of definition. So you are going to prepare one separate book, and this book you will call this book as the definition. Okay, and all definition you will write in this particular book. So taxonomical categories. Okay, so again we can say that the categories which are involved or included in classification is known as taxonomical categories. Now if we talk about the point number 5, what about the taxonomical archery? What about the taxonomical archery? Okay, so now we have the new word taxonomical archery. See, what is the meaning of taxonomical archery? See, what taxonomical means connected with classification? If all taxonomical categories or different type of taxonomical categories combines with each other, okay, if you have 2 taxonomical categories, then these both taxonomical categories together known as taxonomical archery. It means all taxonomical categories are combinedly known as taxonomical archery. Okay, what is the meaning of taxonomical archery? All taxonomical categories are combinedly known as taxonomical archery. So I am writing definition of taxonomical archery. We can say that all taxonomical categories combine with each other and form and will form what? And will form taxonomical and will form what? And will form taxonomical. Okay, so point number 5 and point number 4 both having the two definition. You will write this both definition, okay, for 5 times extra in your homework. Again, what about the taxonomical categories? If some categories or rank are taking part in the process of classification, then it is known as taxonomical categories, and all categories are combined with each other and together they are known as the taxonomical hierarchy. Okay, now in point number 6 I am writing the word taxa. Okay, point number 6 I am writing the one word taxa. Okay, what is the meaning of taxa? Taxa is nothing but taxa is one type of taxonomical. Taxa is one type of taxonomical category. Taxa is one type of taxonomical category in which organisms having same characters are placed or are arranged. Okay, what is the meaning of taxa? See, taxa, this word is important. What is taxa? It is one type of category, taxonomical categories, in which organisms having same characters are placed. For example, you know that you and me both are one type of animal. Yes, we are human, and human are one type of social animal. So animal is what? Animal is one type of category because the characters of you and me both are what? Both are the same. If we talk about some type of plants, okay, if we talk about the mango tree and banyan tree, then this mango tree and banyan tree both are one type of plant. Means both having similar characters, so both are included into the plant kingdom. So this plant kingdom is one type of what? One type of taxa. Okay, so taxa is what? It is one type of taxonomical category in which organisms having same characters. Remember, same characters are placed. Okay, you know that the same characters are important for classification and different characters are important for the genetics. Okay, so you will learn about the concept and the one chapter of genetics in 12th. But for now, you will remember the definition of taxa. Again, what is taxa? It is one type of taxonomical category in which organisms having the same characters are arranged or placed. Okay, we are going to understand this taxa. Example, point number 7. Point number 7. If we talk about the one taxa, we are talking about the insecta class. Okay, we are talking about the insecta. Insecta is what? Insecta is one type of class. Okay, you know some phylums are there. Okay, you are already learning in the standard 9 or 10. You know the phylums are there like Protozoa, Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Esculapinthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. And the phylum Arthropoda. You know Arthropoda is the largest phylum of this world. And Arthropoda is one class. Okay, Arthropoda is one type of phylum. But this Arthropoda having total 6 classes. First one is Crustacea, second one is Arachnida, third one is Diplopoda, fourth one is Chilopoda, fifth one is Onychopoda, and sixth one is Insecta. Okay, so Insecta is the 6th or last class of phylum Arthropoda. It is the largest class of this world. See, Insecta is what? One type of class. So in this class, we will include the organism having the same characters. Okay, for example, what about the characters? You can say that the characters like presence of three pairs of legs, means 3 pairs of appendages. If any organisms having 3 pairs of appendages, then you are going to place this particular organism into class Insecta. Okay, so it is what? 3 pairs of appendages is one type of character. If 2 organisms having the same character, then you will place into a Insecta class. So class is what? Class is one type of taxa. Get it? Yes or no? So you will remember this. It is one type of first part of today's question. Now we are going to talk about the second part of this same question. In second part, we will learn about the different type of examples of taxa. Okay, see definition, got it? Taxonomical categories, yes, category will form the taxonomical hierarchy and taxa. Okay, now what about the point number 7? In point number 7, we are going to talk about the examples of taxa. We are going to talk about the examples of taxa. Examples of taxa. See, I am writing some examples like the first one, first example is known as kingdom. Second one, which is known as sub-kingdom. Kingdom, then sub-kingdom. Third one, which is known as infra-kingdom. Fourth one, which is known as phylum. But remember, phylum is only used for the classification of animals. For plant, division word is used. Okay, division is one type of taxa which is used for the plants. The next fifth one, after phylum, subphylum, infraphylum, then you can say that order is there. Point number 6, after order, family is there. Point number 7, after family, we can say that after family, we can say that genus is there. Sorry, after phylum, class is there. Okay, after phylum, class is there. After class, order is there. After order, family is there. After order, family is there. After family, genus is there. After genus, species is there. Okay, so you will remember this in sequence. These 9 words are the example of taxa covering the whole classification of animal as well as plant. Okay, so you will remember kingdom is the largest taxa. Okay, kingdom is the largest taxa of this world, so it is known as taxon. You remember, kingdom is the largest taxa of this world, so it is known as taxon. So blank is known as taxon, or blank is the largest taxa. We can say that kingdom is the largest taxa, so it is known as taxon. While species, okay, is the lowest, or we can say that smallest taxa. Species is one type of smallest taxa. So these all are the examples of what? Examples of different type of taxa. You will remember, kingdom is the largest taxa, while species is what? Species is the smallest taxa. For example, see, you are animal, yes. I am animal, yes. Amoeba is animal, yes. Dog is animal. Okay, elephant is animal. Dog is animal. So we all are included in the kingdom Animalia. Okay, or kingdom Eukaryota. If we talk about the banyan tree, then mango tree, then bamboo. Okay, these all are one type of plant. So these all are included into the plant kingdom. If we are talking about the some amphibian animals, okay, amphibian animals, you know that these are the one type of animals which are able to live inside water or on the land. Then these all animals belongs to class amphibia. If we are going to talk about the mammals, okay, the organism or the animals living neighboring land, then these all, okay, these all are included into the class Mammalia or class mammals. Okay, so it's all about this question. In this question, 2 parts are there. In first part, main definitions are there, and in second part, examples of taxa are there. You will remember this all 9 words in this sequence. Okay, and remember that the largest taxa, which is known as taxon, is kingdom, and the smallest taxa, okay, is known as the species. So today's lecture is 100% completed. Thank you very much.